Peace. Today I wanted to present a short tutorial in regards to just greatest common factors. Those of you who have children who are in 5th and 6th grade, this is something that they're probably learning already. And this tutorial will not only give you an opportunity to go over this with them, but also to show them the relationship of this mathematical concept to our everyday life. And that's important because a lot of times when people are learning mathematics, they believe that they're just numbers or symbols on a piece of paper instead of realizing that we're actually talking about life processes. So if you look on the screen, greatest common factors in mathematics represents the highest factors or components or elements. In this case, we're talking about numbers that two or more numbers have in common. So in other words, the greatest common factor represents components or elements that two or more numbers share. So if you look, I gave you two examples. The number 72 and 81. So when you look at the different components or elements or factors of 72 and 81, one of the things that you'll notice is the common factors, the numbers that they actually share are 1, 3, and 9. The greatest common factor of those three factors that they share is number 9. So now why is this important and what does this have to do with us as human beings? One of the things to keep in mind is sometimes it may be challenging or difficult to cooperate or to share or to work with others simply because we may have not identified the greatest common factor. What is something that we both share in common? And in order to do that, you have to find out what those factors are for that person. What elements or components make that person who they are? And as you begin to assess those things, just like you're assessing these numbers, number 72 and number 81, you're going to come across at least one factor that you share in common. When we're talking about humanity, that one factor may be you both may have a love for sports or athletics. That common factor may be you both love nature, or it may be you both may be into the same type of hobby. There will be at least one common factor that you both share. And through identifying that common factor, you have to figure out what is the highest expression of that factor that allows us to share these particular ideas in common, because it is through that that you begin to develop the type of relationships that's necessary for you to foster the type of cooperation, the type of humanity, the type of equality that's necessary for us to be able to work together and to advocate for one common cause. Mathematical concepts such as this, greatest common factor, is something that can be applied to our everyday life. The same way that our children are learning to find out the factors that make up numbers, it's important for them to find out the factors or the elements that make up another person, because it is through identifying those factors that they could arrive at identifying what the greatest or the highest factor they share in common with me. Because it is through that that you begin to develop the type of relationship that fosters social equality. So this was inspiring, it was empowering, it was educational. It just gave those of you a little bit of insight into how mathematical concepts could be applied to our everyday life. Peace.
Please support and share with your networks our Atlantis School renovation project. Through a recently acquired property here in the city of Niagara Falls, New York, we are doing renovations to establish an early childhood learning center and after-school program for youth in our city. Despite students of color representing more than half the student population in this country, Black men represent less than 2% of that teacher workforce. So as a Black educator, my voice and presence within the lives of children is critical to combating family dysfunction, juvenile delinquency, and creating an inclusive workforce that ensures that all of our nation's students receive a quality, culturally enriched education, which consists of various projects, programs, and initiatives such as this cool animation series, This is not simply my profession, it is also my passion and my purpose. We would really appreciate your support and sharing this initiative with your networks. Thank you.